Hello, good morning. China, Uncle Mikey in China once again. We are in an unknown little village town around Shanghai. This place is called Zhangyezhen. Unlikely the previous videos, but I'm always going to sort of like touristy place. This time I'm visiting a non-touristy little town around Shanghai. We are going to do a little bit exploration here. Here you don't see like touristy attractions and the touristy commercial streets, etc. It's just a pure local neighborhood. So let's go and take a look at this little town. All right, so let's get started from this neighborhood. Well, since this is not a touristy place, I think there's no very significant, location that I can get started with. It's just a distributed neighborhood with something here and there. I just pick up this random place. I don't even know what is it. Okay, so this is called the Dongfeng Shichang. It's a neighborhood wet market or something. Yeah, well, I haven't been showing this neighborhood market for a while, so I'm not going there because this home is smelly and wet, and it's kind of like weird. I'm just bringing camera like this one and walking to a wet market, not supposed to buying anything. It's not because I'm lazy, I'm not wanting to do something, but I've been doing this for a while and basically nobody cares about this wet market. Okay, so today's topic is the unemployment in China, especially in Shanghai, and my observations and talking to friends. Although I don't do interviews, but I just asking questions and talking about all the colleagues. The unemployment in China is a real thing. The current situation is a lot of international companies. They are leaving China, especially leaving Shanghai. I mean, if you guys are familiar with the career market in China, so basically the foreign investment joint venture companies are the main recruiters in Shanghai, especially because Shanghai is a hub for people coming from the other provinces to the most developed part of China and finding a good job and settle down and, get a Shanghai hukou and you got a social benefit in Shanghai region, which is better than the most of the provinces and regions in China. Theoretically, it is, but it is the best. Has the most, efficient urban management government. So it is more like an international place. For the foreign investment company employers, there are a couple of categories. The most and the biggest one are the American investors, and plus the Europe investors. Well, then you got the Japanese and the Koreans and the other Southeast Asian investors. And then you got this like Taiwanese and Hong Kongers, popular back in 90s, but now they are gradually, because most of the Hong Kongers and the Taiwanese companies are relatively small and they don't really have huge capital, coming to here like Microsoft. like Microsoft or Oracle or whatever, you name it. So nowadays, a lot of these companies are leaving China, then big layoff here and there. The most recent one that I have heard is Citibank, right? The American banks. In China, by law, if you are going to lay off the employees, you have to pay N plus, right? N means the year that you served in the company. So most of these people, they served in the company for 10 plus years. So you got 10 months salaries, then plus. The plus is a company decided the policy. So you can plus 1, 2, 3. So N plus 3, then which means if you served for 10 years plus 3 months of salary, so you get like 13 months of salary. Well, this is not a living place. It's just like a industrial road. There's nothing interesting to see, but I'll shut the camera. I'll find another location and continue the topic. don't worry. Actually, in 2025, I planned a big thing, a road trip. I planned to go to Hebei province, almost a 10 days trip from Shijiazhuang, which is the capital city of Hebei province, get down to the south to Handan, another Hebei province city, or the Changzhi, and the other many cities. That was the original plan for 2022. The plan for Xi'an, it was like 9 days. This plan will be paused, probably not able to fulfill it in 2025. But I was still doing something like this, go to the satellite towns, satellite cities around Shanghai, reachable places all around Shanghai within a day, then I can manage and do it. So I'll change the style, maybe bring up some topics, because I don't want to just sit at home, talking about something that's not very interesting. I would still do explorations like this time, but I will bring up some topic to talk about along the way, so you don't get bored, because I think maybe if you are a long-term, subscriber in this channel, you probably get tired about Shanghai and the Shanghai suburbs and the Shanghai city centers, etc., etc. So this is my plan for the rest of the days stay in China. Yeah, let's continue the exploration in this Zhangye little town. So just pass by this little living area. This is a very typical China living neighborhood. Like these buildings, like the building in front of us, it's renovated, repainted on the outfit of the walls. But these are definitely built at least 70s or 60s. Like these buildings, probably it was built during the 80s or 90s in this neighborhood or in this area. These houses are quite old, pretty long time ago. I mean, in China, because it's a new country, right? Only 70 years of the foundation of the country. So the houses like this one, I assume they were built during the 70s and 60s. When I walk into this neighborhood, I feel like these little places are too small and too narrow, because for the older generations, I think it's okay because they are relatively shorter than the new generation. For me, for the later generations, it feels like it's a tiny place to explore. Even 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth floor isn't very high. The height of the ceiling is relatively lower and kind of like this. It's still in Shanghai, but it's just a small town in Shanghai. What this guy is doing? And this guy is blocking the road or something. Yeah. Was a old dude. Yeah, so let's walk out. So, I mean, these little patrolled little houses, these are the kitchens. These are the kitchens apart from the main room, like this. This is definitely older style. I think this is the main business street. You got little shops buying fruits, noodle shops that you can order food, but not that much. And the older dudes are always standing outside and doing nothing and getting bored and something like this. This guy. Let's come back to the topic about the unemployment ratio in China, because a lot of foreign companies, they retreated from China. The opportunity is getting lesser than before. You still can try your best, right? To sending leads, sending your resume on the websites. There's something, I have to mention about the recruitment websites that in China, like 51job.com or some other like 招聘.com. 招聘 in Chinese means recruiting.com. But these websites are always posting like the availability of the positions. You always see like this company is trying to recruit this amount of person, and the job descriptions are listed. Yes, but most of these listed jobs are fake. I don't have a better word to describe it. They are not fake, but they are fake. See what I mean? I'll try to explain to you. These positions are real. They are real because these are real positions published by companies. But these positions will never be recruited. They will never recruit someone. For the websites, it makes it look like it has a lot of job availabilities, thousands, hundreds. But when you really go in there and sending your leaves, either you will never be informed informed to go to interviews. Either you will be informed to go to interviews. They will trick you a little bit, maybe ask you to go to the interview and give you a paper to do an examination to test your expertise and test your skills. Go through this long process of recruitment, but eventually they will say, okay, you are not qualified for us. We have somebody else already recruited. All this is to make the vibe. Seems the job market is still being flourished. You have to maybe spend months and months to go to the interviews, but it's hardly for you to get the job. Some open positions, they have like relatives, connections has already been nominated, but they still have to open this position to go through, a formal process of recruitment. And another thing is, even you are lucky enough, you are qualified enough, and you have kind of like competence, and you were recruited by some local companies. I don't have a name to tell. Maybe you will get one. First, you have to ask like the benefits. How many days of the vacations that you have? Most of these companies, they will only give you 5 days, which is the national vacation days by law. You will take 5 days a year, which is very, very few. But most of the time, you wouldn't be able to use these like 5 days. Sorry, I stopped the video because I went to the gym to take a leak. Yeah, let's continue. Where are we? What was the topic? Even you got the job, you're lucky enough. You see, okay, I got a new job, but you have to think about how much you can earn. Most of the positions around Shanghai now, I'm not going to say 3,000 or 4,000 RMB is the average basic that you will get. In Shanghai, it's relatively higher. I think if you can get 5,000, 6,000, this is the base that you will get. Maybe plus some like a bonus depending on if you are doing like sales positions or whatever, right? But the option is quite limited because the opportunities in the foreign West companies are less and lesser. Most of the time you would be recruited by the local Chinese companies, either it's a private firm or the Chinese national corporations, but the entry level of the position would be very basic salary that you can earn 5,000, 6,000. If you are coming from the other provinces, you wouldn't be even cover your rent in Shanghai because either the real estate market in Shanghai or in China is kind of like shrinking and plummeting, but the renting is still high. Maybe before you have to spend like 8,000 to rent an apartment. Now maybe it's a little bit cheaper, 7,000. But your salary is also downgraded. So for the migrant workers, not migrant workers, for the college graduates from the other provinces, they want to settle down in Shanghai because they have a kind of like Shanghai dream because they think they can earn a little bit more in Shanghai than the other places, than their hometowns. That's another topic. The colleges and the university graduates, most of these students, their families took the loan and they spent all their savings to make one university student. They expect after they graduate from the universities, they would get a better job, means earn more money. But the reality is once they graduated, they have to face another problem, which is income, or the salary they will get is relatively low. So a lot of these college students, they decided to drive Didi. Didi is the Chinese Uber, or they are doing like Meituan and food delivery jobs. So for the food delivery jobs, if you work hard, you can earn a little bit of money, like 8,000, 9,000. But you have to work like 30 days a month. Can I walk out from here? Oh, this is like local neighborhood. Someone's backyard. Oh, you cannot get out. So, but this is like a little alley. You have multiple people living here. Maybe it's 10 families. Maybe it's 10 families living here, a little place. Anyway, I'm not going to catch the street view again. I'll stop the camera and go out and find another place, continue the topic. Alright, so I think this town isn't very interesting here. It's just like like half semi-developed little old towns. You see these signs are put recently. They try to attract people to coming to here maybe. Essentially, it has nothing to offer. And they paint the walls, but there's no real thing that you can explore. This is the little canal that are crossing the old village. I think maybe I'll cross the bridge from that yellow bridge over there into that old neighborhood and do a little bit exploration over there. So I think this is factory area. Yeah, this is a factory area. And people are living in the factory. Oh, this is a real factory. People are still working. It's like village factory. Hello, puppy. What are you doing? She is asking something for eat, but I don't have food for you. Sorry. Recently, if you want to change your job in China, it's not a good idea. It's better to stay with your old company. Maybe you are not satisfied with the current situation. Maybe you think the job is kind of boring for you. You have been doing it for a while and there's no promotion opportunity for you to just get along with this time period to waiting for the situation. It's getting better. For me, I'm out of the game, so I don't really have to worry about it. So this is abandoned factory. I'm not able to get into factory, but definitely if you guys can see, oh, China, that's a factory area. This is some kind of like industrial area, old industrial area, not the new modernized factory, the old factory here, but it's already abandoned. Nobody is going to access it, and they actually fence the whole area. Yeah, I think the topic about the unemployment in China is somewhat up to here. Actually, I have a lot of things to talk about, but I'm not going to speak in this video. Hope you guys will enjoy it. See you next time. Just to pass by this roadside neighborhood. It's already abandoned. You see the roof is collapsed and there's nobody living here.